come from a really small town, so it was always really easy to be involved there. Basically, all you had to do was sign up, and all of a sudden you were in the club, and the next thing you know, you blink and you're the president. You don't have to do anything. But then coming to FSU and being at a bigger school, obviously it's more competitive. If you want to be involved, and you're competing with a lot of different people, and their resumes are better, and they know more people. And so I thought it was going to be really hard. So in joining a sorority, I knew I wanted to be involved, but I didn't know how involved. I knew whenever I ran home, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I want to be president, like, that'll be amazing. I felt really confident in my role for recruitment because I got so involved and I helped with presentations and behind-the-scenes things my junior year. And so I felt like the recruitment team trusted me a lot, and that meant a lot to me. So whenever I was looking at the officer application, it was really easy to decide to run for recruitment and marketing vice president because I felt like I'd been trained to do that, and that was the role that honestly I could do more than anyone else that was going to apply. So that's how I decided to run for that position. And the most challenging part so far is that no one really knows how much work it is to deal with 200 people looking at you and expecting so much out of you, and you have a brand to uphold. You have a legacy to uphold, and I think that a lot of people forget that there's little tiny details that I cannot overlook, because then I won't be successful. We won't be successful. So being really meticulous is really important, and a lot of people don't think that. So when people send in late excuses and expect it to be okay, it's like, well, I already thought that you were going to be in attendance, so I planned accordingly. So whenever people kind of undermine your authority a bit, because it's hard, because that is my sister and that is my friend, but at the same time, it's hard to put on the face of being someone that's being respected. Like, you have to give respect and get respect, and sometimes it's hard when people don't give you any, but you still have to give it back, even if it's not given to you. We have an executive member that's a ROGAM, so she's gone through the training, and she brought back a lot of tips and questions that she learned to our executive board meetings, and she asked these kinds of questions, especially about, like, if we had a PNM that identified as a lesbian or anything like that, would that withhold them from being a member of our chapter? And honestly, no. I think that training our sisters to talk and not talk about your sexual orientation or not talk about drugs or any of the other stuff, I think that it kind of falls in that category too. Just as a straight woman is not allowed to speak to a sister or PNM about boys, I kind of think that it's inappropriate to talk about your sexual orientation or any of that during the recruitment process, because at the end of the day, it's about your character, and it's about what you're going to bring to the chapter, and it's about the memories you're going to make, and it's about the connection, and it's not about any of the other, how you identify necessarily. I know that as Carolina Delegate, we're going to talk a lot about Title IX, how to keep our sororities as single gender, but at the end of the day, if you're born and you mentally think you're a woman, and then you go through that process because you think you are a woman, then okay, then I guess if you end up on our front lawn on bid day, then you're our sister. That's it.